Hello, my peoples. My name is Zen, back with another little video today. Today, I am not going to be playing any games. I'm just going to be talking into the mic and talking through the surgery I had like 4 days ago. Um, Corneal cross-linking surgery is what I had done on Tuesday. It is currently Saturday, so 4 days after the surgery. The reason I'm wearing these sunglasses as well is like as I like light is sensitive at the moment after the surgery. It can be like that. But yeah, I'm just gonna in this video talk about like my experience during it and like after the healing time and any tips I have for anyone else going through the surgery. But yeah, let's just jump into this. Now I'm gonna try to keep this video as like open and uncut as possible because I want it to be true, like not true. I'm not gonna lie in the video, but like I want it to come from it's like somewhere clear in my head if anyone understands what I mean. But yeah, this big bag right here is the medication I got given from the beautiful NHS after the surgery. This is like a booklet on corneal cross-linking. Big fat book with not obviously not a book, but you know, a little booklet with text on back to front. But yeah, let's just dive into this because I'm sort of like skirting around it at the moment. I don't know. I'm just trying to like paint a picture in my head of what I want to get across. But so Tuesday, I go into the Bolton Hospital. It's called Bolton Hospital in Bolton Eye Hospital, and I turn up at 9 a.m. expecting my surgery to be at like 9:30, latest 10. I'm then sat in a room for like 4 hours, 3 hours with six just random people who were also getting eye surgery that day. I just have to go on my phone. We don't really speak. We're British, so you just give them a nod and get on with your day, really. But anyway, yeah. So I sit there for a long time, expecting it just to be I'm in and out. 40 minutes. I thought the procedure was going to be boom in and out at like 10 a.m. niche. I was out at like 12 p.m. on the day, but going into it, I had the mindset of it's not going to be as bad as an actual surgery because I don't like needles, I don't like injections, I'm hooked up to machines and stuff. It's just not me. But this surgery was obviously all they do is numb the eye, and you're not asleep, and it's weird. It was a weird surgery. I under anticipated, that is definitely not a word. I underappreciated how much it had rocked me, to be honest with you. For the last 4 days, well, the first 2 days, the pain was a solid 7, 8 out of 10. The first day definitely was, it was quite painful. Not the worst thing I've ever had in my life, but a dull ache in your eye and like dry bittiness is definitely something you'll know about, and it like affects your sleep and stuff. But yeah, so I go into the finally going to get the surgery. The doctor and that was really actually really sound. I can't fault the actual surgeon and the nurses. They were all like lovely. Um, but yeah, so we get into the thick of the eye surgery, and I have like this thing where I just pass out pretty much. My body just says fuck this scenario, I am off. Sort of like when I get injections, or mainly when I get blood taken. I think it's linked with like me having a really low blood pressure or low beats per minute. It's something like that, and I just pass out quite easily. It's kind of peak, but yeah. So the bit in the surgery where it gets to like, excuse me, scraping off the top of my flipping eye, it all goes blurry for a split second, and then the next thing I know, I've like passed out, and the nurse is like fanning me, trying to, because I'm going, I'm hot, I'm passing out, and I like come back disorientated to her fanning me and stuff, and the doctor's like, I mean, this is only like 10 minutes in. I'm sat on this bed, just with my eye numb, and the doctor's like, to be fair, mate, you've just done the worst bit of the surgery, so you're gonna feel the pain now anyway, so you might as well stick it out the rest of it. And honestly, I was at that point, like I was contemplating, just going, do I want to do this? Like, this is a bit of a weird experience, being awake and someone's going at your eye. Um, but yeah, I just sort of thought, you know what, he's completely right. Like I've done the hard bit now, I might as well just try and get the improvement in eyesight, I suppose. But yeah, then after, so yeah, I pass out. The doctor like calms me, the surgeon calms me down. Like he was a great guy. He actually like was a proper sound guy. Um, so yeah, that was the surgery bit. Then I basically I like the rest of it. Like how could I describe it? That the worst bit when I passed out is when basically 10 minutes they just numb your eye initially, and then he just comes in, and all I saw was like because the drops like start to blur your vision after soon after they're put in, but it's only like slight vision, and then all of a sudden I see this circular metal appliance that he's got in his hand. It's obviously like a very small tweezer or something, but it looked just like a circle metal like nut, you can say. It was blurry, and I just kept saw it zooming in on my eye, and then it got massive, and then everything went blurry in the eye, and then that is the exact moment that I passed out. Um, and yeah, and he brought me back, and then I actually finished the surgery. But funnily enough, after that, he said as well, like you next time you should probably ask for some sedation, or it's something to the effect of like, yeah, you should have just got sedation, mate. And I was like, mate, I was never offered it. I was never off. Like, I didn't. I was just raw dogging the surgery. I didn't. If I knew I could have gone in the pen and medicated, I would have probably. Knowing now with hindsight, obviously I would have done that. But it was an experience, and it did sort of rock me for the first 4 days. But I mean, I guess I'll just show you my eye now because it's not actually that bad. This is the first day where I can actually like go on my computer and play a game maybe without it being too like glary. But yeah, this was the eye that got done. You can sort of see there's a tiny bit of swelling, and it is kind of like bloodshot. But yeah, to be honest, 4 days after the surgery, it's probably at where at the point it was before I got the surgery done, which is pretty good signs. It takes 2 weeks for the cornea to heal. So I've researched. I did obviously do my research before going into this, and the stats you can't really argue with them. Corneal cross-linking, it's 95% of cases are a success. Like it either stops the disease keratoconus from spreading, or not spreading but progressing. And yeah, I feel like I've just been waffling for 8 minutes and 50 seconds, but if anyone is watching this video, I appreciate you. But yeah, I guess I'll just go into this big, well, the beautiful NHS, you know, like they just give me a bag of medicine, basically just eye drops, antibacterial eye drops, ointment like this, which is like a gel you sort of have to rub in your eye, which is kind of weird. But it does actually like, although it's a weird feeling, it does relieve your eye. And one of my biggest tips for corneal cross-linking is to take paracetamol on the morning of your surgery. So an hour or an hour and a half before you choose to go into the surgery, it's very recommended from online and what I've seen. And the doctors actually did give me some paracetamol before I went in. But essentially, the numbing medication for your eye wears off like 2 hours after the procedure, 3 hours. That's the kicker. That's the bit that hurts. Obviously, it's going to be the most pain right then after that wears off. So you're going to want to have like a paracetamol before the surgery, just so you've got a bit of like pain numbing, like when it hits, because it does it. I'll tell you that. But yeah, this was sort of my experience with corneal cross-linking. I'm literally only 4 days in, 4 days post surgery, so yeah, I'm happy with it so far. Like maybe I'll post another video in 2 weeks and see if it's improved. Hopefully, I'm one of like the lucky 5% whose eyesight improves. But honestly, I'm just happy I've got my eyes. After going through a bit of like a rocking experience, I'll say, and I don't know. This is one of the first videos where I've done where I like just sit and speak to the camera, I guess, about something I've gone through. But yeah, if anybody found this video helpful or in any way, I'm glad. And yeah, that was my experience with corneal cross-linking.